Oh, man. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Renatus InvestEdge. My name is Jay Stark. It is my pleasure and opportunity to welcome you to our call today. I want to extend a very special welcome to those of you that are here for the very first time. The purpose of this call is to give all of our new people, all of our people everywhere, an opportunity to hear from practitioner instructors, people who are out there earning their full-time living doing what they're talking about when it comes to the landscape of real estate investing. And today is going to be such a very special conversation because while our guest is not necessarily the most affluent when it comes to real estate investing, he is so rich when it comes to content and such profound insights. You're going to walk away feeling absolutely uplifted. But before we bring him out, I want to introduce to you the CEO and founder of Renatus, the individual whom I've had the great pleasure of working for 14 and a half years now. He is somebody that I continue to show up every single day because of how he shows up every single day, ready to serve, ready to empower the people around him. I have seen the effects in my life and in the lives of thousands of people across the nation. So if you've never met him before, this is your chance. Join me in welcoming out to our call, Mr. Bob Snyder.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you very much. Man, I'll tell you what, it's another great day in paradise, isn't it? And we have got such a fantastic InvestEdge plan for you today, which we're going to get to in just a little bit here. But before we do, listen, I got to remind you, listen, you know the drill. We're on YouTube. That means if you want to be informed, you need to hit the notification button there. Like us, share us, love us, all those wonderful things that you do on social media so that you're in the know, a part of the extended family, and that we can spend some really good quality time together, especially as we do this each and every Monday, except not next Monday.
Not next Monday.
Not next Monday. We've got the E3 event coming up here in Salt Lake City, and we're going to be exhausted.
Wait a second, that's this week?
It is this week.
Oh man, you should tell us more about that.
Yeah, I'll tell them all about that as we get closer to the end of our time together. So hang on. There's a lot to unpack there. It's going to be fantastic. Hey, but let me just remind everybody here as well that not only do we do this each and every Monday afternoon, except for next Monday, but we also want to remind you what Renatus is really all about. I'm just going to go through our mission statement once again because it's such a powerful reminder as to what we do. Our mission is to create a new generation of real estate investors equipped with principle-centered financial education that empowers them to reduce debt faster, cut taxes legally, negotiate smarter, and invest wiser through educational strategies designed to pay for themselves. That's right. And to ensure that you get the best of the best every single Monday on the InvestEdge, we have an instructor with us. Now, it's interesting because a lot of times individuals go, okay, well, this is all about real estate. Not entirely. Sometimes it's about marketing, it's about finance, it's about business, but heavy emphasis on real estate investing. And all of those other topics are really supportive of what our instructors do to teach people how to succeed in real estate. Well, this is one of the best of the best. Troy Dunn is such a rock star in our business. Everybody absolutely loves him. He's the creator of the Dunn deal formula. He knows how to go out there and make great things happen and get attention wherever it is. And I've got to share with you just a little story here because what I did is we sat down with Troy and I said, Troy, you have got a formula that leads people to success. You've been able to capitalize on literally tens of millions of dollars in free marketing and advertising for your businesses, for your shows, for everything that you've done, because you've got a gift when it comes to actually getting in front of the decision makers at national media organizations so that they invite you onto their show, they want to interview you, they want to know everything about you. And I think he's over 650 national shows, something like that. It's an outrageous number. And when we were talking about it, he says, Bob, but you got to understand, that's just me. That's mine. We keep that a secret. And I said, well, isn't it time to share the secret? Isn't it time to help empower other individuals? And Troy was one of those guys where he was like, maybe it is. Maybe it is. So the class that he's designed for us is one of our favored, and he's just such an exceptional individual. When it comes to marketing, personal development, branding, and really mindset of a champion that helps to, an individual to overcome some of the obstacles and challenges of being an entrepreneur. That's why we turn to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Troy Dunn. So Troy, so thrilled to have you on the show today.
Can we just address the photo that you're still using of me? That is it. It looks. I mean, my kids have seen that picture. Is it me or is it? Do I look like Barbara Bush?
You know what? Actually,
the Quaker Oats guy.
I think there's a little bit of likeness to both. I can see
Quaker
both of that
Oats?
there too, as well.
The oatmeal, the guy.
You don't have like the.
I don't know.
You know what? Here's the thing, Troy.
At E3, can we do a new picture?
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know what it is, but oftentimes I have noticed that the photos that they choose for me as well are less than.
I mean, I don't have any ego, so it's okay. You can use whatever picture you want. I just was startled by that. And I'm sorry everybody had to see it, and I hope they weren't eating at the moment that it flashed.
Oh, my goodness.
Camera. But
You
it's
know
super
what?
great to be here
Yes.
with you guys on your cool set.
It is fantastic to be here. We're thrilled to have you here.
Yes, we are.
And this is a big week for me because I have been invited to come to E3, which I know we're not talking about maybe right now, but
My
I'm super
friend.
excited about it. I haven't been in a couple years, I think. It's been
Yeah.
a couple years.
Yeah, it has been.
But every time I go, and this is not necessarily a positive thing, but I find that I came home and I've cried a little bit. I've met my hug quota because there is just something so powerful about your community.
Yeah.
And I've told you this off the camera, but I really mean that. I mean, that is why I'm such a gigantic fan of Renatus and all that you guys have been building. And
Well.
you're proof, you are full-on scientific proof of the law of attraction, that like attracts like. I mean, you know, as the patriarch of this organization, it's not changed, you know, as you've kind of moved into that chairman's role and this amazing guy has moved into president.
Yes.
Who already resembles all of your values and all of your core beliefs. But you continue to pull people into this community. And I feel like it's great that you're selling real estate investing, but honestly, you could be selling pancake recipes, which, by the way, I do love, if you have one.
Well, maybe
But
we should take a
this
poll
ca-
and then
no,
we could
I
start a
don't
new
know.
business.
We can eat pancakes on your next property that you buy or something. But the point is that it really is the community you've built that I think attracts people. And it's what makes me excited when you call and say, come to E3. I'm honored. Thank you
I think
for
Troy's hungry.
Yeah. Well,
He talked about Quaker
we can
Oats.
get him fed.
Now he's talking about pancake recipes.
Are we moving towards donuts?
No, we're staying away from donuts.
But Troy, you know what? Here's what we've got to do.
Yeah.
This is one of the great things about having Troy here is that we have chosen Troy as our anchor speaker.
Yes.
You are the last guy.
Final keynote.
Well, before me, on the third day of the E3 Summit, and mine's just a wrap up. Mine is just basically to say, wow. Troy was incredible.
Oh my!
Wow!
Well, that's not pressure.
Troy was out.
Well,
of
I'm
this
glad
world.
you're speaking after me, or everybody be like, "We can get out of here early today and catch some golf." So that's good.
No.
No, but I really am. Honestly, I mean, I am honored that you would invite me.
So-
I've seen the caliber of people that you bring in.
I remember the very first time that you presented for us. I had my daughter with me who was 16 years old, and she walked away absolutely inspired by not just the messages you share, but the profound impact that you leave every time you come across the stage. Can you give us a little bit of a preview of what you're going to share?
Oh my goodness! I mean, I don't think I can say anything impactful. I think that whether it's my strength or my weakness, I am incapable of separating whatever I do from the human side of who we are. And I think, of course, I've already, I guess, given that concept away, that I do think that what makes Renatus so powerful and why people come here and succeed when they haven't succeeded in other places is that culture. I think that I don't know how many people come here and they're like, this is my first kind of entrepreneurial adventure, versus how many go, I don't know. I mean, I tried this thing and I did that thing and I did that thing. And when I hear people tell me that, the first thing I say is, okay, well, then you definitely have to go to Renatus, for sure. Because I'm not going to throw any brands out there, but being an older person who has done keynotes at various very large organizations, even though I enjoy them and I appreciate the people I know there, I can walk away and go, I can see the glaring holes in their culture because they get so caught up on the wrong things, right? And those are the bright spots in the Renatus community. And all people have to do is just expose themselves to it. And I certainly hope that those who are coming to E3 are coming with an open heart and an open mind, you know, hungry and ready to eat, versus any skepticism or arms folded, because you'll find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And if they come to E3 saying, this is that moment I need to make a change, then I think they go home well fed. And for some, their lives will be changed.
Absolutely.
And that's what attracts me to Renatus. It always has. And you've been very consistent. Before COVID, during COVID, after COVID, here we are moving into an AI age, something that will become so normal we won't even call it AI anymore. It'll just be invisibly integrated into the world. But we're all making choices now, right?
Yes.
We're now choosing, because we still have a choice. We're the humans in charge. We're still the adults in the room, even with AI sitting close to us. We are the adults in the room. And the choices we make now are critical to how we live our future. And I'm not afraid of AI. I don't hate AI. I embrace it in many areas of the things that I'm doing. But I do remind it that I'm in charge and that I'm the parent in the room. And this needs to still fit into what I personally want to experience as a human.
Yes.
And I think that's what's happening even in real estate, even in Renatus. I just think that, we're still making choices between technology and the humanness. My focus at E3 will be a lot about the humanity part of this experience that we're all having, because these are critical choices. And there's people who are fearful of it, which they shouldn't be. And they're not sure because they don't have the knowledge, right? Ignorance creates stress.
Yes.
And I think once you're empowered and enlightened would be my fourth E for you. That's the Troy E.
Enlightened. That's good. Yes. Educate, equip, engage, and enlightened. Ooh. Dang, this needs to be the E4. E4 Summit.
You cannot rebrand us this late in the game.
Yes.
E3.
But Troy,
E3. This is my gang sign for E3.
that's
Nice.
it. Troy, here's what I've got to just say. I mean, I admire your courage and your foresight. I mean, I absolutely do. I mean, for you to actually put AI in its place, I have not crossed that path yet. I am placating it. I'm saying we are friends. I want you to remember me when you take over the world, and think kindly of me and my family and my posterity. Yeah. So I have not gotten there yet where I feel like I'm in control.
Well, I think that AI, even though we feel like, it's this inevitable experience and it's going to come over the top of us and you either run with it or get run over by it, all that. I hear all these catchphrases. It is still a technology.
Yep.
And we can still set boundaries for ourselves to decide where and when that will be in our lives and when it won't. In the world of real estate investing, even though at the end of the day, it's a spreadsheet with numbers and, P&L statements and all those things, it's very much a human experience. And I think that trying to do it without that human experience, without those things, it's a dangerous path. And I hope that's kind of at the end of the day what we're all reminded of. Because in Renatus, I know we sell some great things, but I honestly believe the very first thing we always sell to somebody is belief.
Yes, it absolutely is.
They have to buy that first. They have to believe in you. And I just think there's such credibility in the human aspect of what Renatus represents, that is the first thing that they buy. And then after that, we can then empower them with education.
Well, and it's interesting that you bring that up, because we're going to kind of sandwich everybody in between AI topics to some extent, because I'm starting out Thursday morning talking about AI. And how to go out there and not just survive, but thrive in a post-AI world, and how that's going to come back to us. And we're going to talk about some of the things that are not going to change. As a matter of fact, it's an interesting exercise. Have you ever gone into AI and say, all right, there's a lot of things that are shifting and changing in the world of artificial intelligence. Tell me what's not going to change. And it always comes back around to the need for human connection, the need for individuals to be together and to flock together and to have life coaching and assistance and this and that and the other thing. Well, I did a little deep dive on it, and one of the reasons why I'm going to start with this on Thursday is because one of the things that's not going to change is the fact that people need a place to live, because you can't digitize a home, right?
100%.
And I've done so much research on where things are going. And let's just say that a lot of the individuals out there that are projecting so many things, like 50% of the white-collar workforce, the entry-level white-collar workforce is going to go away in the next 5 years. Let's say that they're right. Let's say that we get to a point where AI takes over and we have to institute universal basic income, right? So that individuals can continue to survive. what is the first thing they're going to pay for? Housing. Mm-hmm. So real estate is alive and well, and we're going to be really breaking that down at the E3 Summit and telling people how to capitalize on that.
Well, not only is it alive and well, but it might be one of those safe
Feel free
havens.
to get closer to your microphone, too.
Yes, just get up there and hug that thing.
Just love the microphone, Mr. Trudeau.
You know how many jokes are leaving my head right now because you told me
In front of the curtain.
not to
I
be
get it.
goofy. He did make a threat. Not on my life, just minor injuries. So I know we're not trying to, I don't want to take off down this rabbit hole, but
Right.
but I do feel like till my dying day, I will fight for everything that is part of the human experience.
Yes.
Because,
That's why we love you, Troy.
and I'm not in denial, right? There's people, because I know a lot, to be honest with you, I'll be honest. I don't want to, why am I knocking on wood? I'm trying to be humble about it. I do know a lot about AI. I have obsessively researched it the way I went through a phase a few years ago where I searched, became obsessed with neuroplasticity and the ability to change your brain and your mind and all that stuff. When I fall into something, I fall all the way to the bottom and I come back out different.
Yeah.
And I do have a really solid grasp on AI. And to be truthful, in investing in it in different ways of my life, right? You're right. You teed it up. I'm not a real estate investor. I think of myself as a virtual real estate investor. So I do find different types of properties and try to grow and develop them, and AI is a part of that. But let me give you a great example. In 1999,
Well, the Stone Age.
as you recall, kindergarten probably. I don't know. Was that
third grade?
third grade?
I was in 11th grade.
In 1999.
Yes.
So
I
I'll talk to the
before
adults in the
that.
room.
Okay, not so much. I'm doing the math wrong. I thought he was saying 1979.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I
11th grade,
literally-
1979.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'd already-
1999. No, I already had 4 kids.
I was already graduated from high school by then.
So back to me. So in 1999, Microsoft came out and they said this bold statement, 3 words long, one of the dumbest things they've ever said, but they felt like they were leading edge people. They said, paper is dead. Paper is
Yes.
dead. In 1999,
They said that.
it didn't happen. 2010, Amazon came out and said that we are on the cusp of going to cross in the next 2 years into where digital books sell way more than paper books. Because they came out the e-reader. Do you remember those?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they still
Yes.
have them, but they're
Yeah.
only in antique stores. Because now you can read them on your little devices. Today, 2025, all the technology that's flown through us, 86% of books are still paper.
Oh, wow.
13%. Is
I
that
didn't
right?
realize it was that high. I thought it was
Yes.
like 7,
no,
86%.
No, so it peaked at a different
Wow.
time. So
Okay.
the number of ebooks climbed, right? Because the technology,
Right.
there's nothing wrong with the tech.
Yeah.
There's not like, well, it would have if it hadn't have broken. Nothing broke. You can read, today you and I can read any book we want right here.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper,
Oh,
right? You can get
yes,
an ebook
much so.
way cheaper than you can get a paper book.
Yeah.
But the human experience said, I still like to, asterisk, hold a book in my hands, curl up on the couch, dog ear the corner, make notes in the margins, keep it on my bookshelf, have the author sign it, pass it off to a friend. All the reasons
Right.
that the old way of doing it survived a tech run. And I'm not saying we hang in there, we can beat AI. I don't want to beat AI.
Yeah.
Beat AI is going to make our lives
No,
so much
AI is
more
a phenomenal
efficient.
tool.
I love
Holy
it.
smokes.
I look forward to the day my car always drives itself. When we get to that place where we're all letting somebody else drive, because most of us are not great drivers.
I happen to be a very good driver, and I don't want to turn it over to AI.
I don't either. I'm a great
So I
driver.
mean,
I can't wait to have that
Yeah.
time back in my life. I want to sit in there and not think about driving, let my car get me there,
Yeah.
and be more efficient. But that's just me. So I'm not afraid of tech. My point is that even though the tech is there to replace, to go back to 1999, where paper could be dead,
Yeah.
it isn't. Because the human experience comes in and says, here's what we have. What we have is we have the ability to see something even when it's illogical. Illogic is what gives us the advantage. It's what helps us believe in. It's what faith is.
Yeah.
It's what miracles are seen by. It's what dreams are made of, right? These are all illogical things because if you go by data, dreams don't come true, miracles don't happen, and faith is a waste of energy. And that's why we will prosper, even in an AI age, if we will hang on to our humanity, that we can continue to be in control of these things, to make the impossible possible. Because AI will tell you it's impossible. I've run the data, I've done the research, I've got all my sources. That can't be done, so do this instead. No, stop that.
Yeah.
That's not how we operate. And we can't expect AI. They're going to get really close to simulating us.
Yeah.
They just aren't going to be us.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what's exciting about this,
Yeah.
because the whole world of investing in real estate or investing in whatever you do is still going to have a very strong human element to it. And that is what I fight for. And there's very specific things you should be fighting for in that process. And that's what I hope to address in E3.
Oh, it's going to be a great discussion.
Yeah, that's
It's going to be a
awesome.
fantastic discussion. Hey, you know, Troy, you've been so good. It's so many things. You are adaptable. I've watched you reinvent yourself numerous times over the years.
That's an understatement.
Yes. No, and you know what? And I have too. And I'm sure that Jay has as well. There's been opportunities for a reinvention on a regular basis, because if we're not constantly progressing, then that means we're retreating and fading from reaching our potential, right? Some of the challenges that you've had to overcome in business and in life, how did you do that? Give us the first, probably the first 2 or 3 things that come to mind. How did you do that?
Good Lord, I should have been prepped for this. Well, as you know, I mean, you're very kind in the words that you use in reinventing. That's a nice word. I like that, reinventing. I feel like I went into the refiner's fire and burned to a crisp. And most of what got me into that fire were my own bad choices, being fully transparent. And so it wasn't a reinvention by choice. It was a rebuild just out of survival for me. And I will say, for the most part, I think most areas of my life today are not just in a better place than I was, but I don't think I could have even gotten here had I not gone through the fire part of my life. And so I'm profoundly grateful for that, even though I will say in my personal human timeline, it's the darkest chapter of my life, but it led to the greatest amount of light that I could have never imagined for myself. And I think, to your question, those 2 or 3 things, I don't know if I have 3, but I would say for me, it would be submitting, fully submitting myself. Surrendering, I guess, is probably a better word for that. Surrendering. Because I think sometimes one of the greatest hurdles people have is themselves.
Yeah.
And I don't want to speak for anybody, but there are people who you cannot teach anything to. Because as soon as you start saying this to somebody, they're like, yeah, no. Like, oh, okay. Well, you're not even sure where I was going to go with that sentence, but clearly we're not going there because you apparently already know, so I'm just going to shut down now. I don't sense from you a desire for knowledge, a willingness to change, right? And there are just people who aren't that way. In the 12-step program, they teach that if you're a sponsor of somebody, you can't want sobriety for them more than they want it themselves. You can try, but it just make you crazy. And I think that's true even in this arena. You, specifically, what the Renatus education can do for somebody's life. And I've sat in that room with you for years at those awards, and I've seen and I've heard, I've wept listening to people talk about going from their rock bottom to places they could have never dreamt for themselves. The most unsuspecting candidates. Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you'd said, see that woman right there? What do you think? Broke or wealthy? Educated, uneducated? What's your guess, right? I mean, I hate to sound judgy, but I mean, you wouldn't, there's just some people you look at and go, probably a billionaire. And that guy's usually faking it. He's 5 payments behind on his very expensive car, lives in a house he can't afford, right? And it's the others. But the ones that have hit it out of the park have hit it out because they submitted. They're like, you know what? I don't like where I'm at in my life. I don't have what I wanted to have. I'm not where I thought I would be at this age and stage of my life, and I am willing to submit. If what you're doing and what you're teaching is that good and it's changed these people's lives, tell me what to do. Those people have the fastest route to success because they don't have to spend any energy overcoming themselves.
Right.
And I think the journey in my life has just been that once I hit submission, everything escalated so fast that I had to surrender completely. And I just think that's what happens when people have to pivot. I mean, I've spent my career on television. Yeah. And the companies that I have now, they're not television.
I know. That's why I say you've reinvented yourself in extraordinary ways.
But it was out of sheer survival. And I wouldn't have changed it for the world. And as the great prophet Garth Brooks once said, thank God for unanswered prayers. And I'm so grateful for where I'm at today. But it's not me. It really was surrender, and good friends who walked through it with me and waited patiently for me as I came out smoking and on fire. And so that's, again, back to this community, that's what people can come to expect from the two of you as leaders of this organization, is that you get all that. I mean, you have walked so many people through a life-changing transition from, from want to have, from need to have. You've taken so many people through that I love that you're so patient when people start to push back and go, but I'm skeptical. Like, it's okay. Yeah. When you get past that,
just hang around us some more.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. Just hang around us some more.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be plenty of people at E3 who are been there, done that, and they're here because they like to hang out with successful people, which is not a terrible thing.
Right.
Because success can work through osmosis, right? The people you surround yourself are the people you become. Yeah. But I hope there's a ton of people there who come broken and lost and honestly even desperate. I mean, they're like, gosh, this has to work for me this time. If they will just come and submit themselves, they will walk out of E3 with a new life.
Yeah. Wow.
It can happen that fast. Like, I know that sounds like I'm a sales pitch. I don't get jack squat for doing this. I am saying to you as a fan, I've already sat and I've done that. I've watched everybody walk through your program, get your education, and go out into the world and build exactly what they never dared dream of.
It's been an amazing journey. It really has. Man, you're just bringing me. Anyway, you're impacting me, because I've experienced it and I've witnessed it, and I'm thrilled for it. I really am. I mean, I'm thrilled for the transformation. We sat down just a little bit ago, and I said, you know what, Jay, we have no idea how many deals our students have done. We do our Walk of Fame at some of our events, and at the last event, I think there was over 4,000 deals represented or something like that. And I thought, that's what our students are doing, right? Our community members. And I thought, okay, well, gee, that's just a small sampling of our group. Let's just do a little math.
That was 96, I think, people walked across the stage.
Something like that.
And and we've had tens of thousands of students now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I just wanted to give a little bit more context around
and out of that group that walked across the stage, I mean, just at an average home value of $300,000, which, I mean, is not even the median home price for most of the places across the country, right? But just at that number, because we've had people that have done multi-million-dollar deals, and I wanted a really conservative number, that represented $1.5 billion in real estate. $1.5 billion. So it's pretty easy for us to say that our students have done billions and billions of dollars of real estate transactions over the last almost 15 years. Yeah. But the thing that is more impressive is who they have become in the process. It's that human factor.
I mean,
the skill stacks that they've been able to accumulate, the confidence and competency that they've been able to enjoy, the personal development that they have gone through so that they could make those transitions. Those are the things that really get me jacked up and excited.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to, the stats I wish you could do that you can't, because the data doesn't exist anywhere that we can gather, but the stats that would mean a lot to me as Troy would be, there have been countless people who have been empowered to send their children to college that would never have done it, who have put braces on their children that would have had crooked teeth for life, who now are able to care for their elderly parents with the quality of care and dignity that they deserve versus shoving them into a government-funded nursing home, who are going to pass away, as we all will someday, and leave their family secured and not forcing a widow to go out and bag groceries somewhere. Those things to me are the data that's so much more powerful in my heart. That should be what drives people, is really the impact of what they get here. Yeah. Yes, there's no doubt in my mind that if you come in here and you do the education and you follow the examples, you're going to go out and you're going to accumulate wealth. I don't doubt that, because I've just watched it hundreds of times, hundreds. And if you have to run a disclaimer under me, you do that. But I'm telling you,
our compliance department is watching right now going, okay, make sure there's no guarantees of income, no guarantees of results, no guarantees. You can't guarantee anything.
Can't guarantee anything. Nothing's guaranteed. I'm telling you my experience from being blessed with the ability to slide in behind the scenes of Renatus and meeting a lot of people. It's life-changing. But once you have, if you have a whole loaf of bread, one slice isn't that big a deal, right? You drop one on the floor and you're like, put that in the trash because it probably has dog hair on it, right? If that was your last slice of bread, you would dust it off. Yes. You'd be like, okay, hold on. That is money. I mean, it's when you don't have it, it's that one slice. You're like, man, if we just had enough where I wouldn't have to do this anymore. That is your one slice of bread. Go for it. Go get it, because you can get it. But once you've got a loaf of bread sitting in your pantry and you're like, we have more than we know what to do with, then it's those other things that become more important. It's that data.
Man, you are the king of metaphors. You know that?
No.
You paint that picture and I'm like, I feel it. You are so right.
Well, it's because I'm hungry, as you pointed out. So, but I just think that at some point we start to measure other things. I mean, it's wonderful that thousands of deals have been done, millions and millions of dollars have been generated. But what happened to those millions of dollars? They went on to change the lives of people who have nothing to do with Renatus. They'll never set foot in here. They'll never come to an E3. Their lives are being changed and they don't know it. They were born into a family where somebody in that family made the bold decision to get involved, and now they're going to college, and now they have a home, and now there's an inheritance when grandpa passes away, and all those things. And to me, that's what makes me want to cheer you guys on, is the further out, the big impact.
It really is interesting to me, because when Bob talks about what gets him really fired up, it really isn't the money. It is that progression that you see in people's lives.
I know that about Bob.
Well, no, I'm letting everyone else know that as well, because I have seen that over and over again. When somebody says, oh, I did this much, I made this much money, Bob's like, hey, that's great. I'm really happy for you, But then when they say, this is the change that I've made in my life, or the change that I'm making in my family's life, that's when he will sit there and put his arm around him and say, I am proud of you. This is amazing. Not that he's taking any credit for their success, but he is absolutely fired up to be a part of their journey.
Well, I will tell you, all those things are real and they're all true, but they don't happen if you don't take that action to move into that. And that's where that's what happens, right? There are some people who unfortunately have got the muscle memory to protect themselves. I'm going back to my love of the brain. But we were all built to survive, right? The human instinct is to survive. And so what happens is our brains will tell us things, back to the illogical. If you do that, there's a risk. You might be hurt, you might be disappointed, you might be. And so for a lot of us, the decision is, I won't do that, and then I have not risked any hurt, and I have not risked any disappointment or embarrassment or uncomfort or whatever. But over there, right on the other side of awkwardness, is opportunity. And you can't say, my gut instinct says I shouldn't do it. Stop that. That gut instinct, which we all like to give way too much power to, is tethered directly to a section of your brain that was built to help you survive. That's the part that says, don't get on an airplane, don't go on a cruise ship, don't go on the water slide, because they're saying, I don't know, something could happen, it could happen, and you miss all of it. Right. You miss everything. And that's what you have to overcome to get yourself to go to E3, sit on the front row, take lots of notes, ask lots of questions, and submit. And many will not do that. And then a year from now, they'll still be in the same situation, but the people who powered through we'll be in a very different situation.
Yeah.
It's really all about choice. No technology, just this.
Right.
Or this.
Yes, exactly.
That has been a motto that Bob has followed for a long time, saying the most valuable real estate that you'll ever invest in is the 6 inches in between your ears.
True.
Because as you pointed out, the first obstacle that each one of us has to overcome is ourselves. And as soon as we're willing to overcome that obstacle, as soon as we're willing to submit, as soon as we're willing to accept that while the greatest decisions or greatest choices we could have ever made have led us to where we are and we want to go further, then we need to adopt a new way of making choices, a new way of thinking.
Well, I would like to expound on that.
Yes.
Because I subscribe entirely to that special real estate that we have right here. You have an actual real estate course that teaches people about making money in the rental business and in short-term rentals. I don't know what you call Airbnbs, but
Yeah, short-term rentals.
yeah.
We've got it from a couple of sides, whether it's arbitrage or that's owned, but yeah.
Sure. So one of the things I know that's taught in that is the importance of selecting the right tenants to occupy those rentals. And that is true for this space as well.
Yeah.
There are too many people who let anybody occupy this space here. And sometimes it's the most negative person in your life. Sometimes it's somebody who's had their own failures, and so out of their desire and love of you to protect you, they move into your space and go, trust me, these things don't work. Trust me. And you give them free rent in the most valuable real estate in the world, instead of saying, I appreciate you, but I'm going to have to what do you call when you kick somebody out? Evict
them.
You have to evict negative, not just negative people, but negative thoughts.
Yeah.
Right? Your own thoughts that try to move into that special space and go, you got to go, nope. And I mean,
Absolutely.
obviously, you'll give them plenty of opportunities, both here in E3 and everywhere. In Woody's book, you and Woody's book.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity to put great tenants in there. And if you put great tenants in there, that asset will grow in value.
Absolutely. I'm going to give you a great acronym.
Do
for
it.
that, okay? SNIOP.
Well, that rolls
Susceptible to the negative influence of other people.
Ooh.
You don't want to become a SNIOP.
I can picture what a SNIOP would be. It doesn't seem attractive.
No, not at all. It's a little creature that only comes out at night, and it's not something that you want to spend
Plants
your
really
time with.
negative things in your head and makes you think unhappy thoughts.
I've done snipe hunting. It's probably not the same.
No, this is SNIOP, not sipe. Yeah, not snipes,
Snipe.
but SNIOP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. What you put into your mind, I mean, is a very great indicator as to what direction you'll take. It's the path that you take, because we've got to think it, before we anchor it through an emotion, and then once we felt that emotion, that invokes a belief, and then once a belief is established, that helps to influence our actions, and those actions bring about different results. That's kind of the path that individuals take, but it all starts in the very beginning with just a conversation. Sometimes it's a conversation that you or I would have, but sometimes it's a conversation that we have with ourselves. So we've got to be very careful about what thoughts, what ideas we allow into our mind, and what influence we allow into our lives from other people. Because I don't want to be a SNIOP.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Well, and everything you're describing are about the mind, right? The mind, which is the thing that lives inside our brain.
Yes.
And as your mind will stay consistent with those things that you're talking about, and I'm not pretending to be an expert here. I've told you before, I'm just an obsessive student with the brain. But one thing I know to be scientifically factual is that if you will process the same things in your mind a number of times, it will actually impact the brain, which is the actual tissue. It will make a literal change in your brain, an electric connection, if you will.
Yeah.
So when you hear people say muscle memory, right, that is talking about your brain, not your mind. It is your brain. I can toss you a ball and you don't even have to think, I shall reach my hand out and grip it. Your physical brain says, we've done this 1,000 times. We've got a connection here that goes back to 7 years old when we played T-ball, and it's just going to grab it.
Yeah.
Right? Same thing goes with those positive thoughts. You will literally rewire your brain so that when something comes up, your instinct, your muscle memory is positive versus negative. You hear a knock at the door, you might have had a difficult time in your life where a knock at the door was bad, right? a police officer showed up, a collection agent showed up, angry something. And you have to rewire that to the point where now when you hear a knock at the door, you're like, oh my gosh, I wonder which of my friends that is. Oh, I hope it's one of the grandkids. I hope, right? And you get excited and you run. Right. It's Amazon. I mean, for me, every day's Christmas.
That is like Christmas.
Because I can never remember what I ordered yesterday. So I'm like, I can't wait to see what I got last night. So the knock at the door, you wait, fetus, you'll be there. You'll be
so much.
So everything you're saying is not only fantastic advice, but it's scientifically factual.
Yeah. You've studied a lot on neuroplasticity. So teach us a little bit about that. What is it that individuals need to do in their lives to help this become more pliable, flexible?
Wow. I mean, that's a really great. So the first thing is you have to do unnatural things. If there's a section of your brain that has, because when we hear the word trauma, right, which we all have, by the way, I have since learned, we've all had that. We actually all have childhood trauma, 100% of us. Yeah. That's, even if you grew up with Ozzie and Harry, which is a reference almost nobody will get who's watching this. But you know what I'm talking about.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
If you had the ideal parents, you still have childhood trauma from whatever else it might have been. It could have been, for me, I can tell you one moment of my trauma was 4th grade. I was very chubby. My house was uphill. And there were 2 bullies on the bus who every day would chase me with switches.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And they would smack me in the back of the legs and yell, "Run, chubby, run," every day up the bus. Wow. And it was hard. And I cried, and I got home, and my mom would see the red marks on my legs, right? That's trauma. That's a childhood trauma. Traumas end up affecting your life depending on what you do with that, right? I ended up a football running back. I ended up running the football and doing really well at it and being a state champion on a team. And only as an adult in therapy did I connect all of that, right? And so you have to start doing unnatural things. If your instinct is, because of your traumas, if you were in an abusive relationship, if you spent your whole life broke, if you're the 3rd generation of people to be on welfare or never have enough, you have so much unfortunate muscle memory that you have to overcome. But it's 100% doable. Not like, you might. When you hear people say, well, I'm going to be the one to break the cycle. That's what that means. What that means is I'm going to do unnatural things that have been coded into me for generations. I'm going to do the unnatural things. I'm going to be the one that wakes up every day at 6 a.m. and walks 5 miles before we go to work. And there will no longer be obesity and something else, right, in my family. But you have to do the unnatural thing, because the natural thing is to sleep in and wake up to a donut.
I love that because you're so right that so much of our progress is on the other side of our comfort. Especially
I think all of it is.
Right? In our society, we chase comfort to the nth degree, like never before in history. We as a people, we are constantly looking for the easiest way to do things. I mean, even dumb things, like when our apps add a new feature, we're like, oh, my life just got a little bit easier. Yeah. And I think that so much of what we need to do to progress in life is be willing to confront the hard and do the hard intentionally. Because the hard's coming our direction, whether we want it or not. We might as well as take it on ourselves, take it on deliberately rather than letting it come to us through something else.
Right. A lot of us live in a delusional place.
Yes.
We have created our own safe space. We tell ourselves things because, again, the brain's built for survival, so we want to be positive and want to be right. And we live in this comfort zone that isn't real. And it's what limits us. And the unnatural thing is to not just accept, but seek out constructive criticism. We have a perfectly real-world example. I have a 13-year-old son, which may come as a shock to some, but I do. Don't judge. The other 7 are all Bob's age, but the 8th one is young, 13 years old, and he's a really outstanding athlete. Like, I mean, really outstanding athlete. He's the leading scorer on the football team. He's a 4-time state champion wrestler. Like, he's just really great.
Yeah.
And so one of our traditions is it's in our world of football in our family, it's called watching film. So we watch yesterday's game, right? He plays on Saturday, Sunday after church, we sit down, we get some food, and we watch yesterday's game because mom runs up and down the sideline. We have to turn it down because mom says weird stuff. But what he's really saying to us most of the time, he's like, Dad, just fast forward to my touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns this last Saturday. That's what he wants. He wants to see the touchdown. We play it 5 times, slow motion, watch how he stiff arms a guy. And
Just
goes,
Chariots of Fire
yes,
playing in the background.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, that's an old guy reference, but yes, I got it. Did your parents show you that movie?
I figured out who Ozzy and Harry are too. I mean,
Did you? All right, you didn't, but you'll Google it later.
it's Leave It to Beaver, right?
Nope, but good try.
Dang it.
What do we have for him? Some
guess.
lovely parting gifts.
I had a guess.
But I tell him every time, because he'll get a little frustrated. I'm like, let's play this one back. He's like, Dad, I get it. I missed him. I'm like, oh, but let's figure out what happened. You know, you turned in instead of out, and your eyes went to the quarterback instead of the tight end, or whatever. We talk through it. And I tell him, I say, look, the good plays make you feel better. The tough plays make you better.
Yeah.
And in our lives as adults, we almost find ourselves hanging out with people who will just keep making us feel better.
Yeah.
But you know, at some point, and I don't know, I mean, you're such a sweet man, and I mean that sincerely. I don't know how often people come to you and ask for constructive criticism, but you should, if you know Bob. You should say, why am I not where I want to be? That's my personal opinion. They might edit this whole piece out, but you should walk up to Bob. If you go to E3, find a quiet spot.
This is a
or
live
you.
Broadcast.
Is it live?
It's a live broadcast.
live
We have
broadcast,
people
yeah.
Oh
watching
my
us.
gosh, I'm so sorry. Edit that out. You should go to anybody that you trust and you should say, I would be grateful for some constructive criticism, but only ask if you want to be better. If you want to feel better, just say, what is it that you love most about me? But unfortunately, too many people go through life doing that. But if you will stop and ask anybody for constructive criticism, who is a good tenant to have in your mind?
Yes.
Right? Be careful who you ask, because when people say don't shoot the messenger, that's a lie. You should totally shoot messengers. All day long you should shoot messengers who are not the right messengers for you. But I think that that's where people can grow, is to be told something, which is, well, I'm going to be honest with you. And I will say this. I have said this. Actually, I've said this on your stage, which is sometimes the people with the greatest desires, biggest dreams, and greatest intentions are so easily distracted by other shiny objects
big time.
that they spend their life as a pinball machine. They're like, that's what I'm going to go do into my life. And on their way there, they're like, oh my gosh, that's all. I could probably do both if I did this one on the weekends and this one on the, and before long you've collected 5 or 6 shiny objects and no one of them is serving you at all. Somebody has to be bold enough to say to you, you do not know how to focus. You don't understand the power of no. And that kind of thing can sting, but if you'll sit there and let it sting, if the sting fades, and when it's gone, you're changed.
Yeah.
And you're better.
Absolutely. Man, great wisdoms. Holy smokes. So many wonderful things to unpack.
I learned
looked
most of them from you. Everybody's like, Bob's already told us that. But I know.
listen to you.
He's my mentor
I looked
too.
at the clock and I thought, I can't believe we've only got about 11 minutes left.
We're
man.
running out of
Sorry.
time.
It is. No. Thank you. This is one of those thank you conversations because I love the wisdoms that you've shared, and the fact that, we've got to be vulnerable. We've got to be open to change.
I love that word.
Yeah.
I love vulnerable. I love that word.
And you know what? And vulnerable, in my view, goes hand in hand with being authentic. Because I don't think you can really be authentic unless you're vulnerable, right? Mm-hmm. And authenticity seems to be the buzzword of the new age. Yeah. Everybody says, oh, well, you've got to be authentic. It needs to be authentic. Well, it starts with vulnerability. The one thing about our friendship is that there's a really good vulnerability loop here where we can trust one another, we can count on one another, and that's what individuals need to be looking for. I'm here to tell you there have been numerous folks over the years that have come to me and said, Bob, just tell me. Tell me what your observations are. Tell me what you really think of me and the way I do things and where I can improve. And I made the mistake early on of saying, are you serious? Are you really ready for that? Oh, absolutely. And I don't really remember a time when I had an individual who was ready for that. Because I've said, well, let me make a few observations. And these are just some areas of improvement I think that can be worked on. And here's some other areas that maybe are strong points of yours, but they're being sheltered, they're being overshadowed by all of this negative that needs to be unpacked over here. And whenever we get into those discussions, those individuals slip away. So I have not been having those conversations with individuals because they're not ready for it. And I love the fact that you brought it up, because you said you must be ready for it, because it's the only way that you're going to improve in life.
Well, we're back to the 12-step principle, which is you can't want sobriety more than the addict wants sobriety.
Yes.
You cannot want success and happiness and health for somebody more than they want it themselves. But if they want it desperately, and I mean desperately, you have to get to that point of what is it? Disgust, decision, and action, right? You have to be so disgusted with the way things are and the way things have been and why it hasn't happened. You have to get to that place you're like, I don't care. Tell me everything I need to know.
Yeah.
And, I know not everybody in this organization has access to the two of you directly, but, I mean, they've all got leaders in their organization. I mean, if you're in Scott and Nancy's organization or Bob Tierney's or whoever else is, you're following, you then take a deep breath, put your big boy pants on, walk over there, sit down and say, I've spent a lot of time asking you what I should do. Can I take a pause here? Could I ask you what I should stop doing? What should I not do? What have you observed about me? And I should tell you, and I won't go into a story because we don't have time. I have somebody in my life who years ago read me the riot act. And it was hard. I asked him to put it in writing. He sent it to me in a FedEx envelope, 7 pages long. And it was brutal, I'll be honest with you. He didn't use mean words like you're an idiot and you're stupid. He just named off things. And we didn't talk for almost 3 months because of my choice. I'm like, I was so offensive. And I've always considered him a friend. 3 months later, I hit my phone ring. It was him. He's like, hey, I just wanted to give you space. I just want to know. I want you to know I still love you. I hope that didn't land wrong. It felt like it might have. But he goes, I'll be honest with you, if it did, that's still on you. Like he took one more shot.
I love that.
But by then I had gotten past the sting, and I said, no, to be honest with you, I just have never had anybody say those things to me. But it was spot on, and here's where I'm at today. And I inventoried what I was working on, what I've overcome, and what I'm still struggling with. And all I can say is he put me on a very, very specific path that I'm so grateful
that's a beautiful friend.
But everybody needs that person. And I would even say to people sitting on this call, I would even say if you're in a leadership position, you should be available. I mean, it's as hard to give that information to people as it is to ask for it.
Right.
But a really great leader who really loves their people will empower them to come to them for that if they want it and if they're ready for it. You can change people's lives way faster by telling them 3 things to stop doing than 3 things to start doing. You do those together, they're off and running.
It's interesting. And now I generally don't bring religion into our discussions.
Sure.
But a very influential leader in our church, I'll never forget, it was when my son was receiving his mission call, and he was about ready to serve a 2-year mission for our church. And he was present in the room, and so was one of Caden's friends. And I saw this church authority and this young man start to have a conversation. And it was a conversation about prayer. And he committed him to pray, but he said, listen, he says, there's only one way that you're going to get an answer. There's only one way. And that is if you submit to when you receive the answer, act upon it. And follow through with the directive that you've been given. Because you can get on your knee all day long and you can ask for this or you can, beg for that or whatever else. But if you're asking for something, but you're not willing to receive it, it's not going to come. And isn't that really what we've been talking about this whole time? You've got to submit. You've got to be willing to change. If you ask for advice, you've got to be willing to take it and grow from it and apply it. Otherwise, don't ask, because it's going to fall on deaf ears and it's probably just going to damage the relationship.
Isn't it crazy? We think that success comes from this hard grind, and really what it comes through is this submission into a flow.
Yeah.
Into just stop resisting.
Right.
Let success come to you. Stop putting up these walls that maybe your parents put in you, or your grandparents, or the bad marriage you had, or the failed business you did 10 years ago. Stop. Just submit. Success wants you. It's built to happen. These systems already work. There's already proof. There's no startup operation here. This is real. You just have to let it happen to you. Follow.
Yeah. I really hate to cut off the conversation.
Oh,
we are
it is
running
that
out of time.
I know.
In a hurry.
But here's the great thing about it is unfortunately you're not going to be with us when the InvestEdge closes out for the day. But we're going to be sitting here talking about all of this for quite some time. Troy, thank you. Man, thank you for being our guest. Thank you for being willing to come and share your wisdoms at the E3 Summit. I can't wait to hear what message you have to share, because it's always impactful, memorable, and motivational.
Well, I'm grateful to be a part of the family. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Well, you are an agent of transformation, and we're just kind of lining up saying, okay, man, put me in, coach. Let's make it happen.
Don't make me emotional at the end of the call.
Oh, I got a few announcements for our community out there. I got to make sure that we get through some of this stuff too. First of all, this has been a fantastic discussion, and we want to be able to build on this each and every week, and we'd love it. I mean, if you want to know a little bit more about us and be plugged into all the great people that we have an opportunity to associate with on camera, well then, go into Instagram, go into Facebook, and check us out. There's how you find us right there. That QR code is available to you so that you can, find us on Instagram, find us on Facebook, like us, love us, follow us, do all that wonderful stuff so that we can maintain this relationship as we are now establishing it. Here's another thing, too. The E3 Summit has been such a huge part of our world for the last few months as we've been building for this. We're so excited about it. We extended an opportunity, another bonus, if you will, for those who purchase their VIP tickets. And VIP tickets, are $500, right?
Yep.
For those who purchase their VIP tickets, well, now it includes the ability for you to invite unlimited guests for free. Talk about making Christmas come early, right? Is the opportunity for you to invite guests for free. That means if individuals, decided to purchase their ticket prior to the early bird special going away, all they would need to do to upgrade to VIP is 303. And Jay came up with this wonderful thing. It's almost a rhyme, if you will. Upgrade to VIP for 303 and guests are free. Oh, yeah, I just got to put that out there.
Thank you very much. I'll be here for the rest of the call.
I love it. The E3 is coming up October 23rd through the 25th. That's right. This Thursday through Saturday, we are going to have an incredible time. It's at the downtown Salt Lake Sheraton in Salt Lake City, Utah. You do not want to miss it. It's fun. We were on a call this morning. We've got individuals that are coming from back east and all over the country to join us at this incredible event. Here's some of the amazing speakers and trainers that you're going to hear from. Mr. Bill Predabon, over 250 plus transactions with 150 plus fix and flips. He's done some exceptional work, and now he's developed a strategy called From the Ground Up. He's going to be sharing some of the details about that. Hey, I'm going to be there. I'm going to share some things, as we discussed, a little bit about how to really thrive, not just survive in a post-AI world.
Hang on, that says co-author of 2 books. What that should say is co-author of 2 internationally best-selling books.
Well, that is wonderful. Thank you for pointing that out. It's fun to have that released, and I'm so excited about where we're going with authorship there. Another thing too is Mr. Bob Tierney. Bob Tierney is one of our PAC members since 2011, right from the very beginning of our company's history, and he's done some exceptional things. He's a seasoned real estate investor. He's a great marketer, a great salesman, and celebrating 20 years of marriage. 20 years, such a pup.
It's a good start.
Yeah, Holly and I just hit 42.
37,
right on. Good for you.
Wow, I never felt so ashamed to have only been married for 23 years.
You'll get there. You know what you've got to do to become our age?
Just keep living.
Just keep living. That's it, man. Mr. Brian Sump is going to be there as well, and it's going to be a fantastic event. Brian is one of our instructors. He may be the only instructor, including myself, right, that has never lost money on a single real estate transaction. And he's had hundreds and hundreds of real estate transactions.
And that information is up to date as of a couple months ago. That may have changed but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Good disclaimer.
Yeah, that is a good disclaimer. Glad that we got that out there, But he's going to share some of his expertise on short sales and rehabs and all the good stuff. Chris Albin at one point in time owned, was it 10% or 20%?
I think it was 20.
20% of an entire zip code were his single-family homes. I mean, there's been times when he has owned hundreds and hundreds of single-family homes. He's just an exceptional guy. I can't wait for individuals to meet Chris and learn from him. Daniel Cragen, this is a guy who, understands bankruptcy law forward and backwards, but he's also a seasoned real estate investor, and he's going to teach people how to find deals in bankruptcy. Eric Counts, the president and CEO of Credit Nerds, one of our favorite instructors, one of our best speakers and trainers. This guy is so good on stage at taking really complex subjects and breaking them down to be simply understood. I can't wait for you to get to see Eric. I was going to Garrett.
You were.
Garrett Gunderson. Wow. Multiple time New York Times best-selling author. He speaks around the world and is a very good friend to myself, to Jay, to the entire Renatus community. I can't wait for you to hear Garrett. He will blow your mind. He is so good at what he has to share. Mr. Jay Stark, talk about, This is an individual who has done so much for the company. Our Presidente, El Presidente. And my right-hand man, I couldn't build this thing without him. I'm so thrilled that we can do this together. But he's also a seasoned real estate investor. He's also a seasoned business leader and developer. He's got 6 kids, not 8, like Mr. Dunn over here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good start. Keep going.
Good start. That's right. Get busy.
I think I'm good.
But
he's
going to be there. Jason Andrus, you're going to love his enthusiasm. It's infectious. We actually refer to him as Mr. Excitement. Wait until you hear what Jason has got to share with you at the E3. It'll blow your mind. Jeff Armstrong, Seller Finance Notes. He's going to teach you how to become the bank and how to leverage opportunities to put your money to work or to find resources that allow you to find seller finance notes and then put those into your portfolio. And he's going to be talking about Twitter. You'll hear that expression a few times at the event. John Pennington Jr. is going to kick off the day on Thursday. You do not want to be late for this. John is an exceptional businessman. He's a great father, grandfather, just an exceptional human being. But he started an investment group, Bridge Investment Group, a number of years ago. It's now a $28 billion investment fund. He's also the author of a best-selling book, Dollars, Gold, and Bitcoin, and president of over 100 different corporations. You're going to love what John has to share with you, because that $28 billion investment fund, he started in opportunity zones with real estate. Matt Snyder, VP of Corporate Relations. It's going to be so fun to see Matt. Matt is quite the student of human behavior and of success stories. He's going to be sharing so many of those with individuals to help really get them a nice understanding, a foundation laid of the fact that obstacles are in our way for a purpose and a reason, and that is to help us to become better and greater at what we do.
Can I just say
yes,
that he is the most underrated person at the event. They're all amazing, but if you are at this event and you get a chance to go stand in a corner with Matt Snyder and talk to him, you will come away calling him Pastor Matt. He is a beautiful human being to talk to.
He is. Thank you for the plug, man. I'm just going to go back to it because
everybody should look at that face and find him at the event and just say, I was told that I should talk to you. I don't even know why, but and 5 minutes later, you'll send a thank you note to everybody.
And I'm here to tell you that I love this guy more than life itself. I've known him since birth.
Yeah, you guys go way back.
I have.
Yeah.
His birth, not yours.
His birth. That's right. Anyway, thank you, Troy. He's exceptional. Mitch and Maylee Nelson. Wow, they've done hundreds of real estate transactions. Mitch is also a #1 Amazon best-selling author. He's done some exceptional things. Wait until you hear what they're going to be talking about, their First Flip Challenge and the results that everybody that is involved in the First Flip Challenge is getting. It's insane, the number of deals that have been done and the success that's been realized there. Patrick Munson, partner at AMP CPAs. He's going to help you understand how to take your largest expense in life and reduce that down significantly, saving you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars on your taxes every single year. Randall Cloud. We've got a lot here.
Yeah, we got a lot. And this is not the full
No,
list.
right. I mean, Randall Cloud's going to be there to talk about velocity banking and short-term rentals, how to build an empire, how to do some great things there. Richard Stock, another top income earner with us, proud husband and father. Man, we couldn't do it without Richard. He is an advocate for everything we do in Renatus, and he's an individual that his enthusiasm is worn on his sleeve. He will share that. It'll become infectious, and the lessons of life and business that he's going to share will stay with you. Mr. Troy Dunn, well, we've gotten our time with Troy today.
We love that picture.
But look at this, 3 network primetime TV show.
Oh.
I mean, you're an author of multiple books out there, international speaker, founder of the Locator Foundation, and now proudly wearing the colors for HomeGym.com. Yes, need to check that out right there, man. That's huge. Oh, Umair and Yas are homegrown, but what they've done with their real estate portfolio will blow your mind, and some of the strategies that they've developed now with going into mobile home parks and affordable housing. Huge. Whitney Stark. Hey, I know you've got a special love for this lady, right?
Yes, I do.
One of our instructors. She's raised millions and millions of dollars in private capital to go out there and do real estate transactions.
Can I tell you what I love about Whitney
she's
Stark?
a kick. Please do.
If you're a woman thinking about getting into this business and you think to yourself, I'm not really that kind of person, because sometimes I think if you picture a female person in real estate, you picture Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank, right?
Yes.
Tough and mean and vicious. And Whitney is the most loving, tender, gentle. I mean, I don't want to say anything and get myself in trouble, but I mean, she's like the poster child for like the perfect mom, in my opinion.
Isn't she fantastic?
Yeah, and I don't think you'd see her at the parent pickup line at school and go, that woman's a real estate dynamo. But she is, and she's proof that you don't really have to have that fake persona to be really good at this. You just have to have a heart of gold that wants to do more and give more, and I think it's her charitable side that drives her.
Oh, it is.
And if you're that person that thinks, I'm not really that be in front of the group kind of person, but I want more for my family. That is Whitney, and that everybody who's that person should find her.
And I'll tell you what,
you hit that nail on the
Didn't
head.
I nail that?
He did, absolutely. She's what I refer to as a compassionate, how do I put it? I had the word just a minute ago, but she really is a compassionate problem solver. That's what I was trying to think. A compassionate problem solver, which is such a wonderful quality to have as a real estate investor, because you're going to be working with people that have financial challenges. And Whitney's able to get in there and say, well, let's take a look at different options and how we can help solve your problem.
I would also say, because I've been sitting here admiring all of your slides, there's a lot of dudes up there, and Whitney was one of the first women I saw, but there's a ton of powerful, successful women inside Renatus that are going to be at E3. Right?
Yes.
I think of Nancy, I think of Whitney. I mean, I could go down the list. There's a lot of them. So I would say that if there's a woman looking for a mentor and you want a female mentor, there's a dozen of them at E3.
Man, thank you for making that point too, because yes, we've had a lot of testosterone on these slides, and we need to identify the fact that there are some incredible women.
And most of them are working for a woman who's actually running the joint. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Said by someone who has that experience. I get it.
I know, firsthand.
Exactly. Well, and you know what? And what slide do we land on but Mr. Woody Woodward here? I mean,
Speaking of great women.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Woody.
Oh, Woody's such an incredible guy, man. Author of 44 books, international speaker, has been featured on all the different programs, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, and Forbes, sales expert coach. And, such a great friend of ours. And guess what, man? I mean, I am a co-author with Woody now on a couple of different books. We've got a third one that is in the works, and we're going to create some great stuff together. But when you get familiar with the Drive system, wow, what a game changer. And Woody's going to be talking about Drive for real estate at the E3. The E3 Summit, over 30-plus incredible instructors. How do you get yourself registered? It's right there on your screen. It's really easy. We want you there because let me just put it this way. The events you don't attend can't help you. right? You've got to remember that. Everything that we do in life is a choice, and you have your agency to choose whether or not you're going to go to a football game, whether or not you're going to go to the E3 Summit, whether or not you're going to go to work, whether you're going to go to the E3 Summit. If you're confined by a job, then do as I have done in the past when I was employed. Yes, I just called in well. I said, man, I feel way too good to come into work today. And come join us at the E3 Summit, and you'll be thankful that you did. Maybe your boss won't, but you'll be thankful that you did.
Can I say, because
Yes.
I just told this to my, well, I think he's my brother-in-law, step one removed. I don't know. Anyway, I was telling you about your event.
Yeah.
And I said it's a bunch of investors, and if you like to be around a bunch of investors, this is your first investment with them.
Ooh,
Because
excellent.
I think that's what E3 is.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
I
is.
think it is literally an investment in your real estate career.
It is. And the most valuable, real estate we're ever going to invest in is the 6 inches between our ears, right?
It is.
Oh, man. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Hey, just a quick reminder before we close out here today, too, and that is we're going to be tired come Sunday and probably need a little extra time. So we're going to close our offices on Monday so that the staff can have a little respite and we can enjoy our families for another day before we get back to work. But we'll be back in the offices on Tuesday, and just wanted to give you a heads up there. And to just finalize our discussion today, seeing as how it was very much about personal development, personal achievements, submission, family, all the important things of life. Real estate really starts out as a home-based business. And if home is where the heart is, shouldn't your business be there too? And we hope you have a fantastic week. We'll look forward to seeing you at the E3 Summit. Good day and God bless everybody. Bye-bye now.